Those 4 years went by fast. Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniela and I am back with another video. This time it's going to be about college advice, college tips, going to college undeclared, a bunch of different things. I feel like it's going to be a big mix, so stay tuned if you're interested in seeing my tips and advice on college and how to approach it. Okay, so first, my biggest thing that I want to talk about today is going into college undeclared. So when I first went to Stonehill, I was an undeclared major. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to study in college. In high school, a bunch of people already knew what they wanted to study, and it was so overwhelming to hear that. As a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, when you're applying to college, do you really know what you want to study? Even when you enter college, do you really know what you want to study? No. Some people switch, a big majority of people switch actually, and some people actually stick with what they wanted. So if you're undeclared and have absolutely no idea what you want to study, do not stress at all, because look at me. I was undeclared and I still graduated on time, so don't worry about it. When I started off college, I went to a liberal arts school. I'm sure a bunch of schools do this too, but you have to take general education classes, which are just the basics of school, which is what you've been taking since you were in middle school, high school. So history, English, math, science, all those boring subjects for me. So I suggest you take those first if you have no idea what you want to study. Get those out of the way, and if you still find that you don't like those subjects, which is going to be the case for most people, that's when you need to branch out into the new subjects. So looking at other subjects that you maybe have not really touched in school, such as criminology or law or business or architecture. Yeah, so branch out into the other subjects and try one of those. So when you have space for your electives, take some of those fun classes that you've always wanted to try, and then see if you like those. And if you still have absolutely no idea what you want to study, which is totally fine, look at what you like. Look at what inspires you and motivates you throughout the day to do what you want. So for example, the way I chose my major, I love to travel. I constantly am traveling to Mexico because I am half Mexican and half white, so I have family in Mexico that I have to visit all the time. So I knew that I love to travel, and I've been wanting to go to other countries. So when I was also in college, I studied abroad in Italy, and I was able to travel all around Europe. So my love for travel had to be included in what I studied, because I need to be able to apply that in whatever job that I do. So international, I guess, was what I was going for / travel. And then another thing that I was looking for when I chose my major was something that I could apply to in general. So there's a lot of things that you can apply to in general, but I guess what kind of influenced me was my dad and grandpa. Both were business majors, accounting majors, and I know that business is a big, broad subject that you can apply to anything that you do. So international business, and I just mashed those together, and that's why I chose international business as my major. I did learn a lot, and I actually ended up really liking it, surprisingly. And I think that business is a really good general skill to have in anything that you do, no matter what industry you go to. You can apply it to many different things. So that's how I chose it. But again, if you seriously have no idea, just kind of look at your life, look at what you like to do, and just do it. It's totally fine. You like to draw, then go become an art major and then pair it with something else. Do something that inspires you and that you actually like to do. Because if you just choose I don't know, some subject that you don't like, what's the point? Try to do something very broad, so that in the end, when you go for master's, or if you don't want to keep studying, that's fine, then you have a broad major that you can apply to anything. So that's my advice to you. Again, do not be overwhelmed if people are saying to you oh, what are you studying, and you have no idea. Don't worry about it. So many people change their majors in college. They end up not liking the classes that they're taking, or they realize it's too hard for them, or they realize that they like something else. So don't feel bad that you have no idea what you want to do, because again, I was in that boat, and I totally feel you when people are just making it seem like they have their life figured out, when it's no, you do not. Nobody has their life figured out at age 16 or 18 or whatever you're choosing your major is. If you're choosing it in high school, you're 16, 17. If you're choosing it in college, you're still really young. So, and I am still really young, and to be real with you guys, I have no idea what I want to even do with my life right now. So just again, choose something that's broad and see how you can apply it to your own life, and just make it work for you. So that is my biggest advice. I know that right now school is going to be online. Well, for some of you, I know not all of you, and coming in as a freshman can be really hard. Don't be stressed about school. I honestly thought college was going to be the hardest years of my life, and I mean, it is in a way, but at the same time, it's not. You're going to have work, you're going to have homework that you're going to have to do. It is a little bit more self-study, but it's nothing that you can't do. Like if you did well in high school, you're going to be fine in college. And the hard part about college is just learning how to time manage. So you're going to have a lot more free time. I know classes are going to be online, but you're going to have a lot more free time. You only have a few classes every week, and they don't even meet every day, which is super nice. You're not going to miss that from high school. So just make sure that you know how to time manage. Make sure that you set aside specific times for when you're going to do your homework, when you're going to study for your exams, and when you're going to take breaks. Like, trust me, I wish I learned that early on, because I would spend hours in the library just trying to bang out homework when half the time I'm just sitting there talking with my friends. So make sure you're like, okay, today 2 hours from 1 to 3 I'm going to do homework and nothing else, and then from 3 to 5 I'm going to study for this exam, and then from 5 and later I'm done with homework and not going to do it anymore. So set those time limits, because that is super important. And with online class, my biggest advice to you is to try to get that work done right away. Do not put off the work. If you had class, right after that class meets online, try to do the homework right then and there, because you'll be in that mindset of, oh, okay, I was just in class, let me get the homework done because I'm still like in that work zone, and then I'll have free time for the rest of the day. I know it's really hard to concentrate at home, but if you do this, I think it'll just kind of help to be like, you know what, I'm still in the mindset of school, I'm doing all the work right now, and then later I have nothing to do and I can FaceTime my friends or watch some Netflix or go on a walk outside or whatever. If it's your first year, don't stress about it. Everything's gonna be fine. This pandemic does suck, but it soon will be over, hopefully, and we will go back to normal and you'll be able to make new friends. So don't stress about that, because you're always gonna be meeting new people. And again, a lot of people get really lucky and make their friends right off the bat, and some people don't, and you'll just meet people throughout the years, and that's totally fine too. That's something I wish I had done like right off the bat too. So a lot of people tell you this, where they say you should get involved in campus and do clubs and whatever, and yes, that is true, but do something that you actually want to do and you like. Don't just join a club just because your friends that you met did. Like, do it because you want to do it, and you're bound to meet people there, and that's a great way to branch out. Try to make friends everywhere. Like, don't just stick to a little group of friends, because I mean, like, yeah, you would have your main group of friends, but you want to be able to branch out and have other people, because again, not everyone stays friends freshman year. You will see that a lot of people will end up not being friends after the first year, and that's totally normal. So just make sure that you're connected with a few people and you talk to several people. In every one of my classes, I know it's kind of hard if you're online, but I always try to have at least one friend in each class. So in case I miss something, or I'm out for the day, or I didn't understand the lecture, I can text that friend and ask them for help. So I mean, the first day it's a little bit weird to do that, I guess, but like once you're in the class for like a few times, my bad. Once you're in the class for a few days, if you're sitting with the same person, because usually people like choose the same seats every time, just be like, oh, like, hey, the homework yesterday was hard, or I didn't understand it. Do you think we could exchange numbers so we could help each other out and stuff, or something like that? I don't know, make a little bit of conversation. I know it's like kind of intimidating if you don't know anyone, but trust me, some people are in the same boat and have no idea what is going on either, so you'll feel better that you have a friend in the class. Have an agenda. Like, I know that when we were like growing up, they would give us agendas in school. I don't know if they still do, but when I was in like elementary school, middle school, and high school, they gave us agendas. That thing is helpful. Like, you have no idea how helpful that is. So make sure you get an agenda. Make sure you're writing down your assignments, because in college you get a syllabus with when things are due, when your tests are, and you are going to want to know when they are and what is due, because you're going to have many assignments due and you're going to forget, and then one day is going to come, they're going to forget to study for an exam and you're going to regret it. Trust me, I know someone that happened to, and it was not good. So make sure you write down your assignments, get an agenda, even if it's just in a notebook. Like, just make sure you use something, or use your phone and use your calendar to write down your assignments. I think that's it. I don't know what else to say. If I think of other things, I'll make a part 2. That's my college advice for you. I hope it helps you out. Again, don't be nervous. Everything's gonna be fine. If I could get through it and I was nervous, you're gonna get through it too. Don't stress out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I hope that this helped you out a little bit and kind of calmed you down. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!